What up, peeps? It's your boy Heckin Steve. Welcome back to the channel. And today I've got some more game pickups for you, but I also wanted to let everyone know I will be live tonight at 10 p.m. on PlayStation Ain't Dead podcast. I'm going to leave the link in the video description below to their channel. And yeah, that's at 10 p.m. Eastern, so hope to see you there. All right, first up for the pickups video, I bought Mario Brothers Wonder from Best Buy. I made a post about this. They mailed me this little frame. I don't know if I'm gonna actually open it and put it in a real frame or not, but it's still really cool to have. All right, next up I've got a couple of PlayStation games. First, we've got Ultimate Fighting Championship. I'm not sure if this is the very first game that they ever made, but it looks like it's got songs from Megadeth, or at least one song, it says right there. Yeah, never played this game. It's made by Crave, so I don't know how well that's gonna go, but it's pretty cool. We'll check it out. The other PlayStation game I got, however, is a banger, and that's NFL Blitz. I still need to get this on the Nintendo 64. Of course, that was the version I played as a kid, but still happy to have this, and I could play it on the PS3. Of course, one of the best parts about this game is the after-play tackles that they took out of the arcade machine, which is probably the only reason why I never bought that machine. Although, I still think about buying that arcade machine all the time. Next up, we've got ESPN's NFL 2K5. This is one of the best football games ever made. When it first came out, they released it for $19.99, which forced Madden to sell their game for $29.99 instead of $49.99, and that really pissed EA off. So then they got an exclusive contract with the NFL to make NFL games exclusively, and so this unfortunately was the last 2K football game, but it's still one of the best games. Honestly, it's one of the best games on the PS2, even if you're not a football fan. Customization and filling your crib up with trophies and stuff. The halftime reports you'd get, it was just so great because they would actually use, I don't know about the PlayStation version, but on the Xbox they would actually use replays from your game in the highlights. So really cool game. More PS2 games. We got Madden 2002 and Madden 2004. Trying to collect all the Madden games. These were basically free. Not really. I mean, I had to pay a few bucks for them. But they're actually in really good shape, so I'm pretty excited about that. It's not common to find old school sports games like this and then not be all scratched to hell. Last PS2 game for today, I've got NBA Street. Now, I don't think I played this one on PS2. I think I played it on Xbox. But, hey, it's a great game. I wish they'd remake these Street games because they were so much fun. I don't know why everything always has to be focused on the simulation games these days. Probably because they make them a shit ton of money. But this game is awesome. So if you ever see it in the wild and you kind of like basketball, it's definitely worth it to pick it up. All right, for 360, we've got WWE 13. This was the last game that I believe THQ made, because then it went to 2K14, so then it became a 2K game. But this one is great because the showcase mode in this is all based on the Attitude Era, so you're reliving a lot of the great moments from the Attitude Era. And I have this on PS3, but honestly, man, with how you have to install games, the PS3 is kind of lame. I'd rather play it on the 360 just because it's quicker. And if I'm being honest, I like the 360 controller more than the PlayStation 3. Don't really think that's a hot take, though. Wrestling 1 and Legends of Wrestling 2 on the PlayStation 2. Now, I haven't played either one of these games, but, it's got the old school guys in it, so I'm almost certain to have a great time. They're both made by Acclaim, so I'm not worried about these games sucking. All right, I got 6 more games to show you here. And these are all cartridge games, and I do plan to buy cases from probably customgamecases.com, just because I don't want them sitting naked on the shelf and getting all dusty and stuff. But got a pretty sweet deal on these. First up, we've got Pokemon Blue. Now, when I was a kid, I had Pokemon Red, so I didn't actually play through this one. My best friend had Blue, and it's the same game, so it's not really that big of a deal. But I did check, make sure it's authentic, and it is. Either that or it's like an amazing fake, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's authentic. I don't have the little screwdriver. I need to actually buy one of those, though. As far as I know, the saves work. The seller tested it before I bought it, and he's a trusted seller. So, and I also bought Pokemon Yellow. Now, funny story about Yellow, when I was a kid, I did have this one. I got red, then yellow, and then silver. That was like the path that I took. And I lived in a trailer park as a kid, and it was a big deal that I had this game because a lot of other kids didn't, get games all the time because, usually when you live in a trailer park, you're broke. But anyways, I had this game and I loved it so much. And I remember one day there was like 3 or 4 people over at my house, and this turned up missing. So my original copy of Yellow was stolen from me when I was a kid. Never found out who took it, but I'm still pissed about it because, that was my game. Another Game Boy game, this is Game Boy Color. We got Wrestlemania 2000. Now this game is kind of a piece of shit, if I'm being honest with you. The N64 version is way better. I did own this game as a kid, and there's only so much you can do with 2 buttons. So they did what they could. And it's still nostalgic though. This is one of my favorite Wrestlemanias. Of course, 19 is my favorite Wrestlemania, but I just love the style that they went with this one. All right, final 3 games. More wrestling stuff. There's a lot of wrestling stuff this week. I know a lot of people aren't really into that, so I do apologize. But for the Nintendo 64, we got WCW versus NWO. WCW versus NWO World Tour. And, this is a great game. I definitely played it as a kid. I get that one mixed up all the time with WCW, NWO Revenge. Both of these are great. This is back when they actually put TLC into wrestling games, and you could actually unlock stuff by playing the game instead of just buying a season pass, which I think has pretty much ruined games nowadays. And the last game that I was able to pick up this week for the Nintendo 64 is a copy of Resident Evil 2. Of course, Resident Evil 2 is one of my favorite Resident Evils of all time. I think the remake is actually my favorite now because it was just so good. I played through that game, I think through 3 of the 4 scenarios. There might be more scenarios than that, but I know I played through it 3 different times. And when I was a kid, I didn't have a PlayStation. My best friend did. My parents, they chose to buy me the 64 because it was cheaper than a PlayStation. So this is the version of Resident Evil 2 that my 10-year-old self was playing. And, I made it work. I had a lot of fun with it. It was a great game. I still need to get a Nintendo 64 so I can actually pop this bad boy in and, live it up. But that'll probably happen in the near future. And guys, that's all the pickups I have for you this week. Pretty good haul, if I may say so myself. Of course, I gotta buy the custom game cases for these cartridges. If you're watching this on Saturday, November 4th, 2023, I'm gonna be live on the PlayStation Ain't Dead podcast tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern, and I hope to see you there. Put the link in the description. And until next time, guys, be real.